Welcome back to Lone Oak Farm 17 for episode 29 with me, MrSealyp. I'm back on Lone Oak and we have got work to do after the fairly sedate comings and goings on Upper Lusatia, where I'm taking my time and just enjoying the farming. We're back onto the craziness here on Lone Oak Farm with my subscriber contracts and various different jobs we've got to do. If you're new to my channel, new to this particular video, subscriber contracts are sent in by subscribers, jobs they would like me to do with a fee or an amount that I will charge them. They suggest that generally, and we are in the process of kind of reorganising how that happens, and how much I get paid for certain jobs. But today is a busy one. We are going to put poplars in the ground. So after my last episode and my questions of asking people, if I now go like so, I have put on the Oregon Geo, and the Oregon Geo, very luckily for me, if you look down the bottom, shows poplars can now be done all year round. However, they're not in the white, which is a worry, actually. 41 degrees. Although it does say they can be done. It's only set to get colder, though. I'm a bit worried now whether if I do them, are they going to grow? I'm going to give it a go. We'll see how it pans out. There will be people shouting at the screen now. So half will be saying, yeah, go for it, it'll be fine, I've done it and it works fine. The other half saying, no, don't be stupid, as soon as it goes past midnight they'll all die. It's happened to me so many times on various different Let's Plays, and seasons can get very complicated. What we're going to do, we're going to take the TT with the gooseneck trailer and the Bobcat down to the store. I need the Bobcat because I'm going to be loading Poplar pallets onto the American Bandit trailer. We've also got another contract. I say a contract, it's a trade really. The trade is from Trevor, and Trevor's got a Julie pickup, and he has bought himself a new pickup, and he wants his son to have a pickup too, but he doesn't want his son to have the Julie. The Julie is a 5.7 litre V8, and he doesn't want his son to have it. It's a bit of a beast, to be honest with you. So what he's asked is, can we do a trade? He will take off our hands the TT. Now the TT's fairly new, to be honest with you. We haven't had it long, the company hasn't had it very long. And the American Bandit trailer. If he takes those off our hands, we get the Julie. So the boss has thought about it, and I think, from what I gather, he's more than happy with that arrangement. I did push the fact that I do like the American Bandit trailer. To be fair, it's only 4,500 for a new one. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to buy a new one anyway. So let's just take this down here. Yeah, we're going to buy a new one, and we'll take the TT and the new one as part of the deal. What I need to do now is put those down. Disconnect that. Oh, that's the other thing I need to do. Let's disconnect that. Ah! I was literally just thinking something I need to say. Right, okay. Someone asked me how to do the trunk, is that what you call it? I don't know, the boot, the rear tailgate is the word I'm looking for. L1, R1, and I think it's there. So L1, R1, and then the right mushroom joystick up or down. Then I can drive out from that. There we go, and put that back up again. So let's go and grab this. So that's the one, we brought that down with the truck. I've also got the tractor there. That's going to pull the tree planter for doing the poplars. But we need to get another American Bandit trailer. So, yeah, 4,500. Rim colour standard by... Okay, right. So we'll just go and do that very quickly. Because we can then use the Julie to pull the trailer with the... I know we've got the truck here, but we can use the Julie to pull the trailer with the Poplar pallets on. I did think about putting the Poplar pallets on the trailer that's got the Bobcat on, but it's got the sides and it'll be easier to load without. Okay, so off we go. Now, as far as I understand it, Trevor lives down here. Not that far from the store, actually. I think in here. There we go. So, if we pull up just here. So, he gets the TT and an American Bandit trailer. We get a Julie. 5.7 litre. Very nice indeed. Oh, look at that. Very patriotic, Trevor. So there you go, deal done. That was a simple, straightforward swap. Thank you for the suggestion, Trevor. It's a great way of getting this into the game as well. So, yeah, we'll swap a couple of things around in a minute. Let me just pull this up here for the moment. Okay, so let's jump in the Bobcat. We need to lease. I thought I had some forks for this. What I did with them? We're down in there. It's not going to be too expensive to lease a set of forks. We're not going to use them for very long. What do I want? I want skid steer loaders. Bobcat. Oh, because it only comes with a bucket, doesn't it? Okay. Let's just use the JCB ones. That'll be fine. 61. Why is? Oh. 1 second. $61. That's better. Right, lease. And we then need some poplars. Now, I always overdo this, but we do need. Now, this contract is for JP at Iron Wheels Ranch. And if I can find it. He wants 300,000 litres of wood chips, but they've got to be Poplar wood chips. So we're going to need to put a fair few in the ground. Poplar saplings pallet. That's what we need. $280 per pallet. And like I say, always kind of. I'm going to start with 4. We'll see how we get on with 4. If we need more, we'll come back and collect them. We'll see how we get on. Yeah, it should be alright. I'm also going to lease the PL75, the Damcon planter. That will need to be done too. God, it's that time of year. Sun's low in the sky. Shadows are there all the time now, pretty much. And then what I can do when I lease the PL-75, I'll stick one on there as well, so that'll give me 5 pallets. It doesn't matter if I've way over. I'm just, yeah, there is that concern they're not going to grow, because whilst we are in the planting window, the temperature's not really high enough. But I don't know, maybe they'll just stay dormant in the ground until spring. I'm not sure, but it's always a risk with seasons. Well, it shouldn't be, to be fair. I've done it enough times now and made enough mistakes both ways and been given so much advice, and I think that's will be half the problem, because I get given loads of advice by so many different people, and often, whoa, hang on, often that advice can be conflicting. So you get loads of advice, some of it says yes one way, some says no the other way. You follow one part of that advice and do something, and it works or doesn't work. The problem is the next time you come to do it, you can't remember which advice you followed, whether it worked or didn't work. Oh, so this happened on Oakfield, it's happened on the Valley of the Old Farm, you know. I don't know. You watch now, the straps are going to miss completely on them. What I should have done was put the straps out first, which would have worked, wouldn't it? Why did I not think of that? Because I'm only thinking of it now. Cool, that'll do for the time being. Let's move the bobcat out of the way. Okay, let's check this. Oh, that's alright. Only one on. Perfect. Right. So we'll get one more pallet. Actually, I'll do it from here. Poplar saplings. Now we need to lease the... is this in forestry equipment? The Damcon PL-75. Lease that. Now JP did say he would pay for the leasing of equipment and pay for the pallets and all the rest of it. That's I'm factoring that into my costs. Whatever he pays me at the end of the day, he will pay me, and this is that kind of initial outlay. So this is what it costs me money to do this, or it costs the farm money to do this, but then we get paid at the end. So I know, again, it's very generous when people say, don't worry, we'll cover the cost of whatever machinery and stuff like that. But I think, to be fair, that kind of initial outlay is what you would have to do anyway. I was also offered fields and various different things to be leased and rented, but we're going to use one we've already got. Right, so that's on the back. That can go and that can kind of get started. That's not a problem at all. Oh, for follow me. Right, let's stop there a second. So what we'll do now, we'll unhook this. I mean, like I say, I could drive it down with this, but... It was suggested to try the fifth wheel. With the gooseneck. I know someone said it worked on the Twin Star. I don't know if I was actually near it, but... No, works on the Twin Star, but won't work on this. That's not a problem. Right, well... Next job, let's get the fifth wheel attacher on the Julie. Tailgate down. Fantastic, right. So what we'll do, I think, we'll get the tractor down there, we'll get that going, and then we'll come back for the pickup, bring that down, because this will run out of saplings fairly quickly. Now, I'm putting these in field 1. Yes, field 1. There's a forest down here already. Obviously it's not going to fill field 1 because field 1 is huge. Barris said it was alright to use field 1 and field 50. They are still owned by Barris, not by me. As long as it was pig related. So, it's a tenuous link here, but I'm putting poplars in the ground. The pigs can't eat poplars. I'm going to wood chip the poplars for JP. Pigs don't eat wood chips and won't use the wood chips either. However, the money I make from that, we are either going to buy hog food or we're going to buy some new hogs. So, in a roundabout way, it is for the hogs. So, that's why we're doing it. Now, I want to make sure I'm going to use this whole section here of the field, not the entire field, because I'm not going to need that much, I don't think. Now, I'm hoping this is going to plant directly onto the ploughed field. It should do. Again, not 100% certain. Let's pop to outside. See how we get on. Some of this I'm going to have to control myself because otherwise this will just keep going over the field. So let's drop this down. That's going in, that's not a problem at all. Fantastic, right. Now this will get sprayed, fertilised, etc. as well, because as far as I'm aware the yields can be improved, increased. So we're going to run a whole load up here. I'm not sure how far to go. Probably fill in the gap here to the right, up towards the trees. And if I can keep it in a straight enough line, it does mean however many we put in the ground, we can use the rest of field 1 for crops. Again, for the hogs or whatever we need to do. So this should work out okay. And like I say, the pallets go down so slowly. I don't know if I'm going to get through all of them, but we'll see. No wheel slip. Tractor's moving nicely over the ploughed field. It's all good. So this will continue. When this pallet empties, we'll go and get the pickup anyway. We'll bring that over. Then we'll refill from the pallet as and when we need to. So I'm not too sure how far to go. I think maybe to the edge of the woodland. I think we'll fill in this gap and then we may come out wider this way. I'm not too sure at the moment, but this is going to require me kind of watching it. I can't really just set a worker off because the worker will just go tonking off into the distance up the field that direction, and that's not what I need. I suppose I could. I don't want to mess around with the field actually because it belongs to Barris. I don't want to start putting in, using the rollers and changing the configuration of the field. That would be a bit naughty, I think. No, I don't know. If I put a strip... I suppose it's worth a test. I don't know if it's going to work. Right. So I come to this corner here, pretty much here, and stop there. If I now go this way, and I put in a strip this way, will the worker register it as a kind of a border? Or not? And then kind of work within the edges of that, maybe? Or, don't know. It's all guesswork at the moment. But we are getting poplars in the ground, JP, so you'll be happy to know, like I say, what happens to them is also something we're going to find out, aren't we? Now, I hope this turns the right way, because it never does. Where's it going? Fingers crossed. Okay, so what I did in the end, I kind of had to. I was doing it myself because it kept turning around the wrong way and going back down the road I'd already done. So I brought it over to this side, but what I also did was leased the Lizard R5000, I think it is. Is it the R5000? Under miscellaneous. Yeah, the R5000 roller, which takes the ground back to its original state. So I've run 2 strips up there and back again across the field. So now the worker registers this as a boundary, and it's actually turning the correct way as well now, which is brilliant. So that should now keep going up and down, fill in that gap, and then we'll come over to here and carry on across the field. The good thing with this is I can use it for this crop, and I can put another crop in this field, or this part of field 1, for next season, and then when we're done with it, if I'm not doing poplars again, I can just plough this back out again. I think I can. So we should be fine. Hopefully the worker's not going to say, nope, there you go, it's turned the right way. Brilliant. So what I'm going to do now is whiz up, we'll get the dually, and we'll come back down with the spare pallets. I'm going to definitely need more pallets. Whether I need 4 or not, I don't know, because that's actually a fair expanse here. So we'll see how we get on. But this has worked perfectly. The roller will need to go back. All good. Right, let's go and get the dually. Now I do have a contract for Carlos. We were approached, actually, to be fair. The boss is part of a, I suppose, hunting club, I guess it is. Hunt club, whatever you want to call it. They go deer hunting. And from what I gather, from the conversations we've had, this is their hunting lodge type thing. It's a bit of a dilapidated state at the moment. And they've asked us, can we clear, I think it was up the track on the right hand side, somewhere over here, can we clear an area, I'm sure I said the right hand side, not the left hand side, can we clear an area of trees and build a new hunting lodge? I mean, it's just a case of clearing the trees, it's not timber, not necessarily wood chips, it's quite bumpy in there, done maybe here, and they need it done fairly soon. It was supposed to be done by the end of fall, really. Autumn, but we're early winter and that will need doing. So once the poplars are done, we'll get out here with the ray board Xylor, and we'll cut some of that back, and we'll see if we can get that sorted out for the guys. Apparently if I do the job, then I get membership into the hunting club too, which is quite cool. So I'm thinking, next time you see me, hopefully this bit will be done, and we'll be on to that bit over there. So I want to get the poplars done in this episode, definitely, and if I can get the ray board up there and maybe start cutting some of those trees down. That's the plan. Still blown away by that. That looks just incredible, that. So while the worker's been getting on with that, with the poplars, I thought I'd go and grab the ray board, Xylor, and I've grabbed that. I also went over, what I did originally actually think I would do was, while the poplars are being put in the ground, because it's taken quite a bit of time, I went back over to the Scorpion King and started putting some more trees through the static wood chipper. So the money has gone up a little bit again. Plus we also got the money from the guys from the hunting that want the hunting lodge. I think they've put 19,000 into the bank to cover the cost of the new lodge. So I'm basically just, all I'm doing is clearing the area. So the work is, I think, down to about the last 500 litres of that pallet. So we'll be kind of getting back over there in a second so they can refill. But I'm thinking somewhere along here. Let's turn this thing on. Now sometimes with these trees it requires a bit of fiddling. There we go, nothing too bad. It's getting the right angle on them sometimes as well. That one doesn't seem to want to go, I don't know why. Hang on. There we go. Yeah, sometimes the triggers are out a little bit from where the trees are, it's a bit odd. I don't know why it does it. Really damn flatter area. It might work, I'm not sure. We'll get there. Hopefully. So I might call it a slightly different angle. There we go. How many more? Maybe this area here might be a little bit better. Now I could cut this down for logging, for the timber, and I could do it for the wood chips and that kind of stuff, absolutely. But to be honest with you, this is working fine. I say it's working fine. And there's plenty more woodland for doing timber and that kind of stuff. Where's that gone? What? Oh, yeah. Okay, now that may be a big enough area. Whether or not it's flat enough, I don't know. We'll have to check that later. I'm going to have to cut some more, so what I'm going to do is just pull this to one side and we'll go and check on the poplars, because I'm sure that's probably run out by now. Right, so the planter is now out. I'm going to whiz down the field. I've moved the Julie over with the trailer, so what we'll do is grab another one and continue. What I might end up doing is actually putting rows in between. I know I've done that before. I think on the Valley of the Old Farm I did that. I'm not sure whether to or not. Now, can I get close enough without hitting the truck? I can. Why did it take the other one and not the one closest? I have no idea. How bizarre. Right, okay. Now, what I'm going to do is leave this to get on with it. And then we'll sort out getting the new hunting lodge built. Got to make sure this lines up properly. Otherwise it's going to look absolutely dreadful. Think about there. Why has that done that? That's doing them offset. How weird is that? Oh well, never mind. Not the end of the world. It's off and running again. That's the main thing. So this is the thing. This episode I wanted to get the poplars in the ground, and by the end of the episode I want to have this poplar field done. But there are other jobs I need to do. On other jobs I want to do. I need to do some logging and lumber and things like that. So I do need to multitask. But I wanted to do separate episodes for logging. So I don't know what to do for the best now. Whether just to go back to wood chipping into the static chipper and get a bit of money back up so I can keep chugging away at paying off the loan and doing that off screen, or whether or not to bounce this over into the next episode as well. So I'm kind of doing poplars and another job. This is focused mainly on poplars. On the next episode, focus on the lumber, but come back to this to show it being done. That may be the way to go about it, I think. So at least I've started. That's the main thing. We're getting there. At 3 miles an hour, it was always going to be a slow process. I'm just thinking how far we've got so far with one pallet. We've just changed over. I reckon we might use 3, and I bought 5. So yeah, we may well end up doing some rows in between as well, just to really pack it all out. I know that would probably prevent them growing properly, wouldn't it? So we can do actually. Let's get out the Wopster and see what the Wopster says. Poplars. .5% growth. Water. Yeah. It's all looking alright. They're in the ground, that's the main thing. And why all of a sudden does it turn the other way? It's been doing perfectly up until now, and then it decides to go back and do another row the other way. I don't understand that. So strange. Okay, well, curse of the worker. We don't mess around here at Jockey Inc. Area cleared. That's the old ramshackle hunting lodge. Here's the new one. It was very undulating. But luckily the placeable has got a nice big concrete base to it. So here's the new hunting lodge. All done, in place, trees cleared. Exactly where it was needed. The planter, the Damcon PL75, is continuing. Finally got the worker to go the correct way. I had to keep an eye on it just to make sure it would go the right way, because I was a little bit concerned, I'll be honest. And it is now going the right way. It is going to take a while, so I am going to do what I said. This will be split over 2 episodes. The next episode is going to involve some logging, not wood chipping. I do have a wood chipping contract, which will need to be sorted out fairly soon. But I'm going to do some logging in the next episode. There are 2 or 3 different people that contracted me for 8-meter length logs. So what I might do is just a load of logging, get it all piled up, and then I'll do either in that episode or in another episode we'll be loading up the logging trailers, and then we'll kind of go from there. We've got loads to do. I'm just trying to decide what woodland to work in. We did a little bit over here. We've done some, or a load actually over that direction. I'm thinking maybe over that way, that direction. Maybe a little bit directly in front of us here. Try and get into the middle of that and try and get some of the furs out. I don't know. Anyway, but that's what we're thinking. This I might actually take back up over towards the static wood chipper and start grinding some of those stumps up, because we have got a few. But we have come to the end of an episode. Next episode we will continue getting the poplars in the ground, like I say. I hope you've enjoyed this one. Got a couple of new things. Got the jewellery, and we're getting some poplars in the ground, and it's all good. Winter jobs. Winter jobs. If you have enjoyed it, give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.